7:48, happy Tuesday. It's not a Monday. Great to have you back on 95.7 FM, KCMO Talk Radio. Now, it is a Tuesday morning. We usually do this segment on a Monday, but we're coming out of a long weekend. You were off yesterday. We had a day as well, so let's do a Tuesday version.
It's time for the good, the bad, and the ugly on KCMO Talk Radio. Now on 95.7 FM.
Well, the good, coming out of the weekend, in case you missed it, Gold Star families called out Kamala Harris for her ridiculous post on X on Saturday where she claimed to be the candidate who will have the military's back. She promoted this story that the media tried to really drum up late last week around how there was some altercation at Arlington National Cemetery between Donald Trump's videographer and cemetery staff. Now, this is a totally fabricated story in the sense that I don't know if it happened or not. No one really knows what exactly happened with this story. But it's been used by the media to make Trump look like an anti-military guy, or he doesn't care about the military. He's just there for photo ops. So Kamala put up this long post on X bringing up that report, talking about Donald Trump, saying this is nothing new, saying that he's only there for himself. And then she says at the end of this post on X that got 93 million views, "I will always honor the service and sacrifice of all of America's fallen heroes who made the ultimate sacrifice on behalf of our beloved nation and our cherished freedoms. I mourn them and salute them, and I will never," she says, "politicize them." Well, the father of the late Jared Schmitz, along with the other 13 Gold Star families, posted videos to social media responding to Kamala Harris. Jared Schmitz was from Missouri, young man who lost his life outside of the Kabul airport 3 years ago last week in that just horrific pullout from Afghanistan. And here is what Jared Schmitz's father had to say right here in Missouri in response to Kamala Harris, and he was not the only one.
Imagine for a second that your kid is killed, and there's a president of the United States willing to take you under his wing and listen to you. That's what we found in President Trump. Certainly not you, and certainly not Joe Biden. You have 13 families who have been waiting over 3 years to so much as get a phone call, to so much as hear our kids' names said aloud in the halls of Congress, at a State of the Union, hell, anything. The irony behind your post that you give a rat's ass about our military or our veterans, Jared's brothers and sisters in arms, the rest of the 12, their brothers and sisters in arms, is an outright lie. We're living proof of that. You're despicable. You have zero business running this country. And I pray to God, Americans, wake the hell up and get your ass out of office. You have spit in our face for the last time.
Whoa! Man, he was not holding back.
This is absolutely lit. This is lit, 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 lit.
Mark Schmitz, father of Lance Corporal Jared Schmitz of Missouri, responding to Kamala Harris, insisting that she, not Donald Trump, is the candidate for the military. And by the way, there are 12 other videos like that have racked up tens of millions of views on social media of all of these Gold Star families responding to that post from Kamala Harris that completely backfired on her in a massive way. And I just shared Mark Schmitz's video on my X page at Pete Mundo. You can see it there. You can watch it for yourself. It's gotten 15 million views since he posted it late on Saturday, I believe it was, over the weekend. So that right there, if you have not seen the video of these Gold Star families responding to the vice president, man, it is awfully powerful stuff. Now, the bad out of the weekend, more drama this time between DirecTV and Disney. If you're a college football fan or a tennis fan, all 7 of you, and you were like, I'm going to settle in first weekend of college football, watch a little ball. Maybe you're a tennis fan. I'm going to watch the U.S. Open. Well, if you were a DirecTV customer, it all went dark on Sunday. After DirecTV and ESPN, as always happens with these dopey networks, had a dispute over basically how much DirecTV was going to pay ESPN to carry ESPN channels. Now, ESPN's in a tough spot. Not that you should feel sorry for them. Of course, the parent company is Disney. But how this works is you, through your cable bundle, end up paying for every channel that you get, even if you don't watch the channel. As people have cut the cord, this has crushed ESPN's business model. Because for decades, ESPN was charging more than any other television channel to be in the cable bundle. So basically, grandmas who don't watch sports were still paying for ESPN and were subsidizing degenerates like Mark, who's gambling on every game he can get his hands on. So basically, it was a way for people who don't consume sports to subsidize sports watching for sports fans. That's how the cable bundle model worked for decades. Well, as people start cutting the cord, that model has crushed ESPN in particular. So they've got to get more money from the DirecTVs of the world, the Comcast of the world, and everybody else. But it is such a sleazeball move from DirecTV to go dark on your customers in the middle of one of the biggest sports weekends of the year, the start of the college football season with everything going on. So I don't have DirecTV. I used to have it. I would not go back to it. And this, to me, would be the final nail in the coffin, because even if you're getting squeezed by ESPN, the customer's going to take it out on you, DirecTV, not ESPN. They can't take it out on ESPN. They can only take it out on you.
Sports bars were feeling the hit this weekend because a lot of them use DirecTV.
I saw that. That's a good point. Even my gym uses DirecTV. I walk in there yesterday morning, and it's like, yep, this channel's not available. It's like, because they usually have on ESPN. Although I do notice, just a really quick sidebar, I do notice that, I usually go to the gym early afternoon, mid-afternoon, and that's classic like old person time, right? Because the working people are still working unless you got my schedule. And I'll tell you what, these old folks love to put on MSNBC. I'm like, what are we doing here, guys? Stop with this. Come on now. But once again, it goes to show you, 65-plus crowd is leaning a little more left, and then it's Gen X in large part that is leaning more right. It's really interesting. The ugly from the weekend, Ricky Pearsall, 49ers rookie, was nearly killed walking the streets of San Francisco over the weekend. Minding his own business, a 17-year-old tried to rob him in San Francisco, pulls a gun out, shoots him in the chest, and amazingly, he is going to survive and looks like he's going to be A-OK and is going to be able to play football and the whole deal. But I'm telling you, sports and politics continue to intersect in weird ways, and I've got to believe and come to the obvious conclusion that these awful policies, these, slap criminals on the wrist policies of many blue cities and blue states will hurt their sports teams as well. Now, if you're a rookie, you don't have a choice where you go. But if all else is equal and you're a free agent, you got to go to places like San Francisco. And if you are, you're certainly not going to spend money or live in San Francisco proper. You'd be absolutely insane to do that. So thankfully, Ricky Pearsall is going to be okay. But there's your good, bad, and ugly from the weekend on KCMO.